Absolutely not, Chloe. You've had two huge servings. That last piece of oxtail is mine. Are you kidding me, Mike? You were the one who said you'd rather eat pizza. I'm the true believer here. A true believer for what? 7 minutes? Ben, back me up. Who deserves this? Don't drag me into it. I'm busy scraping the last bit of sauce out of this pot. You snooze, you lose. That? That is the glorious sound of my three best friends, my very American, very not adventurous with food friends, fighting over the last bite of a Filipino dish they called weird and suspicious less than 30 minutes ago. For weeks, I'd been trying to get them to try Kare, this classic, rich, savory Filipino oxtail stew in a peanut sauce. Their reaction was pretty much what I expected. Peanuts? In a stew? With oxtail? That's a choice. Well, they finally took the plunge, and this is what happened. I'm Jay, and this is the story of how I turned three hardcore skeptics into Kare converts who were ready to throw down for the last bite. Before we get to the beautiful chaos at the dinner table, let's rewind a bit. For me, food is more than just food. It's my link to home, to my family, and to a culture I'm so incredibly proud of. But I wasn't always this proud. Growing up in the US, I definitely had moments where I was embarrassed by the lunches my parents packed for me. While other kids had PB&Js, I'd have a thermos of sinigang, which is a sour tamarind soup, or a container of adobo with its super distinct vinegar and soy sauce smell. Weird was a word I heard a lot. My classmates would literally wrinkle their noses and ask, "Ew, what's that smell?" It's a story so many of us from diaspora communities know by heart. You learn to kind of hide your culture, to make yourself smaller, just to fit in. But as I got older, that embarrassment turned into this fierce pride. I realized the flavors they were calling weird were actually complex, bold, and had so much history. Those dishes told the story of the Philippines, its native ingredients, Malay influences, and colonial past. Now, I see it as my personal mission to be a sort of culinary ambassador, to share the dishes I used to be shy about with the people I love. Which brings me to my friends. Let me introduce you to the judges. First up, there's Mike. On a scale of 1 to 10 for culinary adventure, Mike is a solid 2. He's a firm believer that salt and pepper are the only spices you really need. His skepticism level for this whole thing was, let's just say, hostile. He literally asked if I was pranking him. Next is Chloe. Chloe's more open-minded. She loves pad thai and will try different things, but she has her limits. Weird textures can be a total deal-breaker. Her skepticism level was cautiously anxious. She kept talking about the viscous texture of a peanut stew. And finally, we have Ben. Ben is the foodie of the group, but a very specific kind. He's all about French technique and classic flavors. He'll eat steak tartare, no problem, but raises an eyebrow at anything that breaks his rules of cooking. Oxtail and peanut butter? That was a major rule breaker. His skepticism level was intellectually intrigued but deeply doubtful. So the challenge was set. I wasn't just making dinner, I was trying to deprogram years of ideas about what a stew is supposed to be. I was putting my culture, my grandma's recipe, right on a plate to be judged. The main event, Kare. All right, team, welcome to my kitchen. Today, we're gonna demystify the legend that is Kare. I had them all gathered around my kitchen island, with every ingredient laid out like it was a museum exhibit. I needed them to see it all before it vanished into the pot. Okay, ingredient number 1, I announced, holding up the butcher's package. Oxtail. Mike physically flinched. Dude, it's a tail. You're making us eat a tail. I had to laugh. Relax, it's just beef. Think of it like a beef shank or short rib, but with way more collagen. When you slow cook it for hours, it becomes the most tender, fall-off-the-bone meat you will ever have. It's pure, rich, beefy goodness. Trust me on this. Chloe peered at it. Okay, tender beef. I can get behind that. But it just sounds weird, you know? I get it, I said. But that's why we're here. Now, for the heart of the dish. I dramatically slid over a big jar of natural, unsweetened peanut butter. Ben immediately jumped in. See, this is my biggest issue. Peanuts go in sandwiches, or maybe a Thai satay. A stew should be based on wine, or stock, or tomatoes. This is gonna make it taste like a soupy peanut butter sandwich, isn't it? Ah, a common mistake, I said, pointing a wooden spoon at him. You're thinking in a Western framework. We're not using Jif. This is pure, ground-roasted peanuts. It doesn't make the stew sweet. It makes it thick, creamy, and gives it this deep, nutty, earthy flavor. Think closer to a mole sauce. And to make it even better, we use this. I held up a small bag of white grains. This is toasted ground rice. You toast it in a dry pan until it smells nutty, then grind it up. It's our traditional thickener. It adds another roasted flavor and gives Kare its signature velvety feel. They seemed a little less horrified. But I had one more bomb to drop, the one I was most nervous about. And now, the secret weapon, the flavor amplifier, the one thing you can't have Kare without. I slowly pushed a small jar to the center of the island. Inside was a rustic, violet-colored paste. This is bagung, total silence. They all just stared at it. Mike leaned in for a sniff, his face twisted. Whoa, what is that? Is that fishy? It's potent, right? I grinned. It's bagung alamang, fermented shrimp paste. Tiny shrimp are salted and fermented, which packs their flavor into this incredibly powerful, savory, umami bomb. It's our salt, but 1,000,000 times more complex. It's funky, it's salty, and yeah, it's a little fishy. And it is non-negotiable. Chloe looked a bit pale. You want me to eat fermented shrimp paste? Just a tiny bit, I reassured her. The Kare itself is actually really mild and earthy. It's made that way on purpose. The bagung is served on the side. You take a little bit with each spoonful of stew and rice, and it just creates this flavor explosion. The salty funk cuts through the richness of the peanut sauce and makes everything pop. It sounds crazy, but the combo is genius. It's what makes it so addictive. I told them how this dish has a story, how it's believed to have come from curries brought by traders, long before the Spanish even showed up, and how Filipinos made it our own with local ingredients. It's a celebration dish, the centerpiece for birthdays and fiestas. My Lola, my grandma, would spend a whole day making it. That smell meant something special was happening. They were quiet, just processing. They looked at the oxtail, the peanut butter, the veggies I'd prepped, long beans, eggplant, and bok choy, and the intimidating little jar of bagung. Ben, the skeptic, spoke first. All right, Jay, you've made your case. The history is compelling, and your passion is obvious. I'm willing to suspend my disbelief. But if this tastes like a fishy peanut butter soup, I'm ordering a pizza. That's all I ask, I said, smiling. Now, let's get cooking. The cooking process was a whole sensory journey, and I made sure they were part of it. First, the sizzle of the oxtail browning in the pot. Then the smell of onions and garlic filling the kitchen. I showed them how to make a natto water by steeping the reddish-brown seeds to get this vibrant orange liquid. This is our natural food coloring, I explained. It doesn't taste like much, just a little earthy, but it gives the Kare that beautiful sunset color. The next few hours were all about patience. The oxtail simmered for almost 3 hours, and the house started to fill with this deep, comforting, beefy smell. Mike kept wandering into the kitchen, sniffing the air. "Okay, I don't know what you're doing, but it's starting to smell ridiculously good." Finally, it was time. I blended the toasted rice and peanuts with broth into a slurry and stirred it into the pot. Just like that, magic. The stew transformed into this thick, glossy, orange-gold sauce, clinging to the oxtail. Last, I tossed in the blanched veggies so they'd stay bright and crisp. The final product looked amazing, if I do say so myself. A huge, steaming pot of amber-colored stew, glistening oxtail, and bright green vegetables. I served it with a mountain of jasmine rice and, of course, a small bowl of the dreaded bagoong. I set it all on the table. The mood was a mix of nerves and real curiosity. All that initial disgust had been cooked away and replaced by just plain hunger. "Okay," I said, breaking the silence. "Time has come. The rule is, you have to get the perfect bite. Get some rice, a big piece of oxtail, plenty of sauce, a vegetable, and then just a tiny smear of the bagoong. Don't be scared." I watched them build their spoons. Mike looked like he was defusing a bomb. Chloe added a microscopic speck of bagoong. Ben, the analyst, created a perfectly balanced ratio. They all lifted their spoons at the same time. The room went dead silent. Mike went first. He chewed, his face totally blank. He closed his eyes. Then they shot wide open. He looked at me, then the pot, then back at me, completely shocked. He didn't say a word, but his eyes were screaming, "What is this sorcery?" Chloe was next. She took a careful bite, her brow furrowed. And then the furrow just vanished. She started nodding slowly, a little surprised smile forming on her face. Ben, the purist, chewed thoughtfully. He put his spoon down, leaned back, and just stared at the ceiling for a second. Finally, he looked at me and said one word. "Wow." And the dam broke. "Wow," Ben said again, leaning forward. "Okay, that is not what I expected, at all. The peanut sauce isn't sweet. It's savory and nutty and so rich. And the bagoong? You were right. It's this salty, funky punch that cuts right through everything and makes it all taste more. It's genius." Chloe, already on her second, much bigger spoonful, talked while chewing. "Oh my God, Jay, the oxtail. It just melts. You don't even have to chew it. And the sauce is so creamy and velvety. It's the ultimate comfort food. How is this not world famous?" All eyes turned to Mike. He'd been silently, almost robotically, shoveling it in since his first bite. He finally looked up, sauce on his chin, looking like a man who'd just found religion. "I have been living a lie," he said dramatically. "My entire life has been a flavorless beige existence. This is incredible. The peanut butter thing makes so much sense now. It's not a gimmick. And the shrimp paste. It smelled so weird, but it tastes so right. Why have you been hiding this from us?" I just felt this wave of pure joy. "Hiding it? I've been trying to get you to eat this for years. This is the moment I live for." It's a reaction I see all the time when people finally try Filipino food. There's this wall of skepticism because of unfamiliar names and ingredients. But once you take that first leap, the wall just crumbles. You realize that weird was just another word for new. It's the story of a whole generation of Filipino Americans who are no longer hiding our food, but celebrating it, watching the world finally catch up. My friends were the perfect example. They were past the hesitant stage and were now in a full-on feeding frenzy. The rice was disappearing. The stew level in the pot was dropping at an alarming rate. Seriously, the texture of this oxtail is insane, Ben said, chasing a piece around the pot. And I was so worried about the sauce being goopy, Chloe added. But it's just luxurious. Can I get more of the beans? Before I could answer, Mike's spoon blocked her path. Whoa, whoa, easy there. Let's make sure this is distributed evenly. There's not much left. And there it was. The turning point. The moment competition entered the chat. The pot that once seemed endless now looked tragically small. There was one big, perfect piece of oxtail left, sitting in the last pool of that glorious sauce. A tense silence fell over the table. Not apprehension this time. This was the silence of three predators eyeing the last kill. Mike made the first move. As the person who was most against this, I feel my dramatic conversion entitles me to the final piece. Chloe shot him down. Absolutely not. You've had 2 huge servings. That oxtail is mine. Are you kidding me? Mike shot back. You said you'd rather have pizza. I'm the one who's been a true believer from the start. A true believer for 7 minutes. Ben, back me up. Ben, who'd been stealthily scraping the last of the sauce onto his plate, looked up innocently. Don't drag me into this. You snooze, you lose. They were fighting, genuinely, passionately fighting over the last bite of my weird Filipino food. It was the best sound in the world. I just leaned back, arms crossed, and beamed. Mission accomplished. In the end, we split the last piece of oxtail into 3 tiny, but very meaningful portions. As they ate their last bites, I brought out the scorecard. All right, final ratings, 1 to 10, and the big question, would you eat it again? Mike, you first. He leaned back, totally content. That is a 10, a resounding 10. Would I eat it again? I'm going to dream about this. When are you making it again? Does your Lola give lessons? Chloe was next. It's an 11. It breaks the scale. Yes, 1,000 times yes. I'd eat it again. I can't believe I've lived my whole life without this. Finally, Ben. From a technical standpoint, the balance is fascinating. From a personal one, it's just flat-out delicious. It's a 10. It completely rewired my brain about what a stew can be. And I would not only eat it again, I'd serve it to other food snobs and watch their brains short-circuit like mine did. From weird to fighting for the last bite. It's a story that's bigger than just my friends. It's the story of Filipino food on the world stage. Food is a bridge. It can seem strange from a distance, but when you invite people to your table and share a meal, that weirdness just melts away, kind of like a slow-cooked piece of oxtail. Seeing my friends fall in love with a piece of my heritage, it's a feeling that's hard to describe. It was more than just a good meal. It felt like being seen. It felt like home. So, what do you think? And more importantly, what Filipino dish should I make for them next? Sinigang? Sisig? Adobo? They think they're ready for anything now. Let's put that to the test. Drop your suggestions in the comments. I have a feeling things are about to get even more delicious, and probably even weirder.